All right, let's get into this part 3 series of 3 of tying the pink squirmy wormy using the pink suede skin material from Chuck Furimsky. This version here, if you were to tie it in the rubber version, I think they call this the Squirminator. I'm not sure because I know it without the leather or the rubber coming off the front. I think that version they call it the Squirminator or the Squirmito or whatever. There's so many different names of this. But this here is another version of the Chuck Nymph. It doesn't veer off far from the original material, but I do believe everything that he either tied was either a black or a brown when he was tying his Chuck Nymph. We took it one more step further, and we're going to use this as a pink for our pink squirmy wormy. And this one gets tied just a little bit different here. It's a little odd on how we have to tie it. If you have a rotary vise, it's easy to use because you can sit there and tie this upside down. If you do not have a rotary vise and your fly is up on an angle, you can easily just be able to just take the hook out, flip it upside down, and then you'll be able to tie it here just like that. But with mine, I have the Regal with the new hook jaw. You can see how much I already love this vise. I'm already wearing the thing out. So let's go ahead and get started on tying up this beautiful fly here that's just so super adorable. And again, you guys are just going to love fishing these. So I'm going to put my Eric's FW551 size 12 hook in the vise. And what I'm going to start with now is we have some of the extra material that we tied off of like our first or our second fly here. There was some extra. So what we're going to do, and this is just a little bit unorthodox here a little bit, but we want to put this leather here onto this hook first. We're going to sit there and pinch it, and that one there broke right off. That was just a weak point in the natural material. Hey, this material is all natural, so it happens. Grab another piece. I'm going to puncture this right through the hook here. Take it out of the vise. I'm going to slide this up my hook shank. I'm going to put it back into my vise, and this is where this hook vise just shines. So we're just going to set that thing right back in there, all the way back into the bend of that hook for now. And then we are going to go ahead and put a thread base down. Build up a little thread dam behind that bead so it doesn't go anywhere. Go right to my reference point of where the barb should be, but it is a barbless hook. I will be using again my 0.02 millimeter wire tied in 4 different colors. Wrap this down. All right. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to leave this material. We're going to leave that suede skin back there. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab my Hairline Rainbow Scud Dub in a dark shade. I'll make a nice little dubbing noodle here, about 2.5, 3 inches long. The colors that this scud dubbing gives you is just absolutely beautiful. The way that it is all blended together. I mean, look at that thing is just absolutely gorgeous. Get this started. I'm not going to build up any tapers here. I'm just going to build up a nice little evenly thick body all the way up to right behind the bead. And now with my rotary vise, or with another, if you don't have a rotary vise, now's the time you want to pull your hook out, flip it upside down. But with the rotary vise here, I'm going to go with the shortest piece of the material that I have. I'm going to run this upside down. I'm going to hold this real tight right along the top side of my hook shank right there. I'm going to hold it tight with my right hand. I'm going to grab my bobbin with my left. I'm going to carefully attach that to my fly. 2 under, 2 on top. This isn't going anywhere. Carefully, and I mean carefully, pull up, cutting the material. You want to leave just a little bit on there and be sure not to cut your thread. Lock that down on. We're going to cover that up a little bit. And now I can easily rotate my vise back up. If not, if you don't have that function, just go ahead and just take your hook back out, flip it back over. Because now we are going to do our ribbing with our wire. Again, not touching wraps. We're just going to make a nice little candy cane rib here, evenly spaced all the way up, giving this a lot of durability and a lot of flash and a lot of color. I'm going to finish this one right on top. 3 wraps here, 2 wraps behind. Get my wire snips. Cut that closely, being careful not to cut the thread. If you do, it's not the end of the world. Grab some more of my rainbow dark shade scud dub. Finish up the head. And then right there, I'm going to do another 4 or 5 turn whip finish. Seat it well into place. Trim the excess off. Right there is where you would want to. Right there is where you'd want to put your. Where you'd want to put your head cement or your Sally Hansen's, whatever you prefer. And then cutting the tail. This is also personal preference on how long you leave it. I like to give it a little bit of a stretch when I cut it. Cuts it nice and clean. Again, you can either make it a little V-tail, you can make a notch tail, all personal preference again. And there you have the pink squirmy wormy or squirminator, or wherever you want to tie it, or whatever you want to call it, tied in the Suedeskin, ready to fish. It's about as durable as you can make it. It's just an absolutely killer fly. You guys know how well the pink squirmy wormy works. Yeah, wait till you start fishing it with the Suedeskin squirmy. So that was the end of the series for tying these Suedeskin squirmies. Look forward to the next set. I don't know what we're going to be tying yet, but I'm sure be doing something with some newer materials here. So have fun. Any questions, you can always email me at doug@paflyco.net, or come into the store, ask some questions. We can sit down, we can tie on. You're able to tie on our vices. We have 28, I do believe, Regal vices that you can tie on with Dr. Slick Toolkit. So you can be tie on some of the best equipment out there. So good luck, have fun, tight lines.